In this episode, we're going to review the .65 XO13. It's a 13-foot touring kayak, higher volume, great boat by .65, a Swedish company. We'll go over some of the, we're going to unwrap them, and then we're going to go over some of the hardware and some of the options on these boats. So in this episode, we are going to review the .65 XO13. So the XO13, great touring kayak for day trips, maybe an overnight trip. There's quite a bit of storage in it. Obviously not as much storage as in our P&H Scorpios, things like that. There is enough storage for definitely an overnight trip or maybe a couple of days. They are 13 feet, so they meet what we recommend for the minimum for open water kayaking or coastal kayaking in the Bay of Fundy. And that's really the shortest you want to go if you're going to go open water. Why? The longer the boat, the straighter it's going to track, for one. The longer the boat, the higher the wave has to be to flip it end over end or to broach it, that sort of thing. So we recommend, and this is based on Transport Canada guidelines, experience, courses we've taken, a whole bunch of information that's on the internet as well. They'll recommend a minimum, most places will recommend a minimum of 13 feet, and that's what we recommend. So these boats meet that requirement, I guess, with the 13 foot. The other thing they have going for them that we recommend for open water is a bulkhead both behind the seat and in front of your feet, bow and stern. So what that does is if you do capsize that boat, only the cockpit's going to get water in it, and it's not necessarily even going to fill with water. It's going to be easier for you to get that water out. You can just go to the bow of your kayak and lift it up and twist it a little bit to unlock the cockpit of the water, then lift it up, and gravity's going to force that water to hit the stern bulkhead right behind your seat, and it's going to fall out. So a lot of times if you do that right, you won't even need a pump or a baler or a sponge. You might need a sponge if you want to get the little bits of water out, but if you're on the Bay of Fundy, you're in a wetsuit or a dry suit anyway, or you should be. So a little bit of water in your boat's not really going to hurt you. So these have both of those things going for them and a bunch of other stuff. So let's get into it here. So the starting at the stern, the back of the boat, we have a toggle carry handle, your safety line running both bow and stern, which is important. If you do capsize, you need to hold on to that boat in one hand and your paddle in the other. Okay, that helps you hold on to that boat with one hand, and of course you can hold on to your paddle with the other hand. You have a little bit of storage back here. There's a locking tab there. You can lock stuff in through. Storage compartment with a bulkhead here, so you get dry storage there. Of course, the seat on the XO model, it's got a big plastic back band with padding on it. That is going to support you really well. You don't have to contend with these straps on some of the other kayaks that we sell. This is a very solid back band with that big plastic band that goes the whole way around, so it's going to give you loads of support for your back. And of course it's adjustable with a screwdriver. You take these machine screws out, adjust the back band, put it back in. So fairly, once you get it where you need it, you can lock it in place and forget about it. It's not going to kind of move on you or adjust on you. Adjustable foot pegs. Something very important in my opinion. Both boats that I use, the P&H Delphin and the P&H Scorpio, have thigh braces. These have molded in thigh braces, which is great for a smaller touring kayak. It's very important to have these. Some of the other brands that we carry do not have thigh braces, and I find it very important for stability purposes. You're going to use your knees, your hips, your legs, kind of your legs and your thighs in this thigh brace in tandem with your foot peg and your backrest. And those three items are going to help you maintain stability in your boat. You're going to be more connected to your boat with your lower body, and your upper body can be disconnected at the hips and create that stability in the boat. These boats are very stable without somebody in them, any one of these boats that we sell. They're very stable. You could set it adrift in a hurricane and it's probably going to stay upright. The minute you put a paddler in it, that's when these boats become unstable. So by learning where these edges are for turning and for stability purposes in these boats, having them over on edge, and practicing kind of bringing them over on edge and finding out where the edge is before you capsize, you can learn how to use your foot pegs and your thigh braces and your back band all in tandem to give you that connection with your boat in your lower body, and your upper body is going to stay over the center of gravity of the boat, and that's where you get your stability. So moving on, we got bungee storage in the front, more safety line, and there's a little bungee here so you can put your spare paddles. The shaft of the paddle can go in through here, one side and the other. If it's a two-piece breakdown, then the blades can go up in here. Okay, and that's what I do on my Scorpio and my Delphin. Storage in the front, so there's a bulkhead right here, and this is all dry storage again. These are equipped with a retractable scag, which is another important feature. People think that rudders are for steering, and you can certainly steer with them, but rudders are kind of in place on some of these boats for the same reason that these scags are. When you get a wind on the side of your kayak, if you're paddling forward and the wind is blowing on the side of the kayak this way and you're paddling forward, most of these kayaks are designed in such a way that they'll actually turn into the wind themselves as you're paddling forward. So you're actually fighting that turning into the wind all the time by compensating with the way you're paddling. But putting that scag down, or putting down a rudder and giving it a little rudder against the wind, you're able to continue to paddle straight and that wind won't affect you as much. So that's kind of one of the things that these retractable scags and rudders and other boats are kind of good for. Another thing that these guys have, and the XO11 has, these pads on the side are actually really good if you're going to carry this by yourself. That's just about at the balance point of the boat, so you can put that pad right on your shoulder and carry the boat with your arm down in here like this. So that's a really cool feature too. So this is one of our our higher quality 13-foot boat. The retail on this guy is $10.99, whereas the Riot Enduro is $8.99 for another 13-foot boat. This has more volume. It's a little bit higher than the Riot that we sell, and in my opinion, the quality is a little bit better in this boat over the Riot. It's got a more robust back band on it. You can just see the quality in the back band padding. It's got a really good seat in it, foot pegs. So you're getting higher quality for your price on this boat for sure over the Riot. And the Riot's still an awesome product, a really good product, and it's going to last a long time as well. Just so you can see a little bit better lines, a little bit better color quality in these. Just the overall a little bit better boat, and that's why the price is a little bit more. So if you're looking for a high quality 13-foot boat, this is the boat for you. Thank you. Bye.